Oh my gosh, guys, it's been such a long time, but your girl is finally back. If you don't know already, my name is Brina Well, and this is my podcast, Open the Lock. For my old viewers, welcome back. I'm super excited for you guys to be here on this new journey, even though I already started the podcast such a long time ago, but I think now is my time to shine. And we're doing it right this time. We're doing it with God. We're doing it with dedication, compassion, love, and just the want to help people because I truly believe that everyone is worth saving. I know you're probably like, Brie, what are you going to talk about now? Like, you've had so many topics about so many different things. Like, what are you going to talk about? And today I kind of wanted to talk about being behind in your 20s because now hitting 20, yes, guys, I'm 20. I started to Open the Lock when I was like 16 years old, and a lot of time has flown by. And I feel like I myself and a lot of people around me, friends and family, look at other people and they compare and they feel like they're so behind, that they need to catch up, that they're really slow right now, that they're not doing the things they're supposed to be doing. But honestly, who cares? I honestly don't think it matters. You don't need a timeline. You need to work at your own pace. And everyone has a different story. And this is me starting mine again in my 20s. I wrote quite a few things here on my iPad, just talking about like a reintroduction, life update, life after graduation. And let me tell you, high school was not fun. High school sucked, at least for me. And after I graduated, I like spiraled. I was like, what am I gonna do? And I graduated high school. I ended up going to McFadder Technical College and I did TV production. And while I was there, it was fun, but I felt like when I got into the real world and I was like, okay, starting to do videography, I was lost. I didn't feel like I had enough, like, what is that word called? Experience. And my work wasn't good. I was so insecure about myself, insecure about my work, and like the knowledge that I gained in school. I felt so lost. And I thought that going to school would fix all my problems. I was so hard on myself for so long, wanting to get it right, wanting to be like a millionaire by 20 because I see so many people doing it. And that's just not realistic, if I'm being honest. It's possible, but it's not always realistic. And I had such a big pressure on myself, and I still do now because I think no matter what, I'm always going to want to be hard on myself because I want to make it. And you can't make it by sitting on your ass, not doing anything all day, which is, if I'm being honest, what I do. I do little things. I cook, I clean, I go to the gym. I do little things, but I'm not very satisfied. And sometimes it's a good thing, and sometimes it could be a bad thing because I think we look at it in such a toxic like aspect. And when I think to myself, I need to get my shit together, it's because I want to get it together because I see everyone else getting it together. I think COVID did honestly have such a big effect on Gen Z. I think I'm saying that right. Gen Z, like my generation, because we're fucking lazy. Like, if I'm being honest, we're so lazy. And I'm such a lazy person. Like, I'm just admitting it because it's the truth. There's nothing I can say to deny it. And I think that takes like a really big toll on me because when I become lazy and not do anything, I become unfulfilled. And which is something that I wrote here, open up about not being fulfilled. Because even in school, I felt so unfulfilled. I felt like I wasn't making enough money. I wasn't having a good job. I wasn't making something out of myself. And my dream was to make something out of myself, was to make myself proud and make my mom proud, number one. And seeing her want me to do better just made me so sad, not feeling like I was enough. And I do have a podcast talking about not being enough, but I think now that I'm a bit older and wiser, I do know my worth, but there are certain things I could be doing better and more to be more fulfilled. But if I'm saying I'm fulfilled and I'm unhappy and I'm not satisfied and I don't have a passion but I'm not doing anything, then what sense does that make? Because then I'm not actually doing anything to be fulfilled. If you think, oh, one day you're just magically gonna become happy and fulfilled, you're not. That's why I'm here doing this right now, which is kind of like a life update. I stopped Open the Log because I don't really know why. I think I didn't feel knowledgeable enough, and I wasn't really dedicated. I wasn't motivated. I was so like undetermined. And so I took a long break, but I'm back. And that's because this was the only way in my mind that felt right, that this is how I'm going to get myself back. Slowly but surely, helping people, inspiring the world is what's going to get me back to me, and is going to get my like heart racing. And so speaking about that, I wanted to also bring up social media into this, because I do think it plays a big role, which is why I mentioned earlier having such a toxic like relationship with being unfulfilled and like unhappy. And that is simply because when you see everyone around you and all these posts of these millionaires who are like 18 years old, 19 years old, 20 years old, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, damn, you're a loser. Like, you're worth nothing. Because I'm not a millionaire and I don't drive a nice expensive car and I don't have these watches and these nice rings and jewelry and all of these beautiful designer clothes, I feel like I'm not good enough. That is so toxic. And I have now come to realize that it's so toxic. And sometimes I can get in the habit of like, I'm reading something or I'm watching something on TikTok and I'm like, damn, I'm not a millionaire yet. So does that mean that I'm worth nothing? No. You know what means something? You're worth something just by living every day. But you're going to feel worthy by actually fulfilling your soul each and every day. And a lot of people don't understand that. We were put on here on earth for a reason, because we all had something to complete. We all have a passion. We just have to find it. And I think if we just keep tiptoeing around and we don't actually think to ourselves, okay, what do we love to do? What do I want to pursue? What do I want to live for every single day? If you don't find that, you're going to be unfulfilled your entire life. And when I was in high school for so long, I was just thinking, like, what makes me happy? And even when I was in school, I thought I wanted to do videography and photography. And look at me now, podcasting. Again, like what, 4 or 5 years later? And sometimes we go down one path and it didn't seem like how we thought it would be. And so we go down another one and another one until you actually find what you love to do. And if you don't, you're just going to lose yourself. You're going to stop doing the things that fulfill you. I used to be the type of person to wake up early. I would literally drink my greens in the morning. I would like journal, or I would read a book for like an hour. And then I would get my butt in the gym and I'll work out to feel healthy, to feel good about myself. And then I would start my day. I would go to work and then I would film. I would edit. I would be busy all week. But seeing that I'm just home, laying, not doing anything, of course that's going to make me unhappy. Of course that's going to make me feel unfilled or unfulfilled in life. Because I'm not feeding my soul with what I'm supposed to feed it with. I'm not fueling my body with anything good. I'm damaging my brain by, catching dopamine on the internet. I'm gaining weight. I'm eating. I'm overly excessively eating. I'm pulling myself away from people that I love. I see these memes like all over the internet all the time. And it's a saying where it's like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. and we want to get our life in order. So we start writing a schedule, a list of everything we're going to do. Do you know how much anxiety that like brings people? When you give yourself a list of 100 things to do in one day, you start freaking out to the point where you procrastinate and then you don't do anything. You literally make a list. You're gonna get up early, you're gonna pray, you're gonna do a devotional, or you're gonna read, and then you're gonna go to the gym, and then you're gonna make yourself something to eat that's healthy, and then you go to work, and then you come home and you just do more stuff. When you already have like a preset like list of 1,000 things to do, You're now looking at that list. Oh my God, I have to do all these things before the day ends. And it freaks you out. You get anxiety, you procrastinate, and you don't do it. So when I started to kind of start working on myself, I told myself, hey, don't make a list of 100 things. Start with one thing a day. I told myself, I'm going to start waking up at 9 o'clock. I think I started at 9:30 actually, every day. Started waking up at 9:30, then 9:15, then 9, then 8:45, then 8:30, then 8:15, and now I'm at 8:15. And then I told myself, now that I'm waking up at 8:15, I want to start reading the Bible. Started doing that. Then after I started reading the Bible in the morning, what did I do? I'm going to take this time to learn day trading, which is what I do. I'm now doing that. Then I told myself, I want to start going to the gym or working out in some way. Started doing that. And then what else? I told myself, hey, you need to work or do something that's going to make you happy. And here I am now, relaunching this podcast 4 years later because this is on my list of to do. And I finally made it here, and I'm pretty sure there's 1,000 more things I'm going to add to this list. But you see how I'm going in order? I'm doing one thing at a time. And slowly but surely, you're going to get there. Another thing I wanted to mention is patience. I struggle with patience like a lot. It's actually not good. I'm so impatient with myself. You know, like I said, with being unfulfilled, I was so unhappy, and I'm like, why don't I have the perfect job or the perfect this or the career that I want, or why can't I have these followers and start making all this crazy money and have the dream body that I want? Patience. Believe in God, God's timing. Do not rely on yourself or your own understanding. That is a verse from the Bible, but I don't know which scripture it is. So if you guys can like comment that, I don't know it. Maybe I'll put it right here. But trust in God's timing. Trust in His knowledge. Trust in the path He wants you to go on. His understanding, not your understanding, because we're just here. We're just living. We don't know. God knows everything. He made us. I kind of feel like I'm going all over the place. It's been a long time, guys, since I've done this. You guys know I did pour over perspectives with my sister. You know, we ended that because of just complications and stuff. But I haven't done this in such a long time. So if I'm rambling and just talking about different things, just bear with me, please. I'm still getting used to talking in front of a camera. It's very weird. Extremely weird. Like this whole setup. It's so crazy to me that it's still so surreal that I'm doing this right now. It feels good though. And I hope that I can have this feeling for as long as possible, because I just want to help everyone. And not only helping everyone, but I feel like this helps me. This like feeds my soul. This makes me so happy. And especially talking about this, and I wanted to make this the first episode because this is really what I'm dealing with now in this moment. And I know so many of you guys are dealing with this right now. You can be in your 20s, you can even be in your 30s or in your 40s, still feeling behind. And I'm 20, and there's 40, 50-year-olds struggling. It's crazy. That just proves to show that I'm not behind, because I'm already thinking about being behind. Look, we're both in two different stages in our lives. We're two different people. But I believe that starting slow and those mini steps is going to get you somewhere. I'm a little bit of living proof that you can get somewhere. I told you guys that I made a list of everything that I wanted to complete, and I did it. And I'm going to do so much more, and I can do so much better. But this is just the beginning. We're just starting out. And don't feel like you're the only one who feels behind, because I'm pretty sure everyone that you walk by each and every day is feeling that way. Talk to your peers. Talk to your spouse. Talk to your parents. Talk to yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Feed yourselves words of aspiration, which is personally my favorite thing to do. And truly understand what it is that you want. Because for a long time, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I thought I was going to be a teacher when I was a child. And then I wanted to be a lifeguard. And then I wanted to be a lawyer. And then I wanted to be a teacher again. And then apparently I wanted to be a podcaster. And then I wanted to be like this gym guru girl. And then I wanted to do videography and then photography. And look, now I'm back to podcasting. Life is so crazy. It just goes in a circle over and over and over and over again. So don't beat yourself up. Don't. And if you're still at a stage where you're struggling with what you want to do, that's okay, because God is going to implant that passion into you. One day, I can't tell you when, because I'm not you. All I know is God gave me a gift and I'm using it. And if God has given you a gift, use it. And if he hasn't yet, he's going to give it to you and you're going to find it and you're going to do everything in your power to fulfill it. Because that's what we're here for. To fulfill every single thing that God created for us to do. Well, this is all I got for today. I could just keep talking in circles about everything over and over again, but I'm not going to do that because I know that's very annoying. And my mind is kind of like fogged right now with so many things and so many different ideas and so many different topics. But this is really all I could say for this episode. And there's so much more to come. There's so many more beautiful topics that I'm going to be talking about. And also amazing special guests that I have for you. Because yes, we are finally doing special guests on Open the Lock. It's about time, I know, but I really hope that you guys enjoy today's episode. I am so happy to start this journey all over again, and I pray that I do it right this time, and it's gonna go right this time. So I love you all very much. Thank you for watching today's episode. I hope you took something out of it. I hope you understood some of the things that I was saying, and just know you're not alone. And you're not behind whatsoever. So, see you guys in the next episode. Bye.